Well, we have just witnessed the most incredible afternoon here at Hickstead. This is where the 7th round of the Meydan FEI Nations Cup was taking place. It was a big battle because many of the teams in the middle for diddle sections of the standings after the first 6 rounds have been in danger of dropping out next season, going down to the promotional league, because 4 of the teams from the 10 competing this year will disappear next year. So what happened? Well, Steve, we're here at Hickstead, somewhere that I know you know very well indeed, every aspect of it, but it's been some day. Why don't you tell us about it?
I just think it's been remarkable. I knew from when we walked the course it was going to be special because it was difficult and it was big, and the riders, when they start saying, ooh, umming and ahhing all the way around, and that's big and that's wide and that's difficult, and they didn't think there'd be many clear rounds. 1 or 2 riders said that. They were right in the first round. It came good in the second. It's been a remarkable turnaround of events for so many people, so many teams, so many riders that went badly in the first round and jumped clears in the second.
And I think
the overwhelming factor, of course, is the victory for Britain, which was just total domination, total class, which we haven't seen from the British team for a long time. Long may it continue. And I think, you know, as we talked about on air, they've got a real shout now, I think, for a medal in the World Games. That would be my opinion.
And I think you're right. I think, you know, you're quite right. There were no clears, no complete clears in the first round. There are 1 or 2 with time penalties, and we ought to just remind ourselves not just about Britain winning, but how they won. Will Funnell, Peter Charles and Tita Fletcher in both rounds did not knock a single fence down. They all actually had faults, but purely time penalties. Yeah. But in fairness to them, so did many others. Yeah. And that's an incredible performance. I don't think we've seen any other team this year, Steve, would have actually had 6 rounds where they haven't knocked a fence down.
I'm just looking at the scoreboard over there. You know, Britain 7, Germany 22. What a margin. I can't remember a Nations Cup, especially at this level, being won by a margin like that. I mean, that has got to give them immense confidence going into Dublin next week and fast forward 2 months to the World Equestrian Games.
A year ago, Steve, the show jumping in Great Britain is where Great Britain's football is right now. Yes, but a year ahead, it's all a bit reversed, I think. I mean, today you've seen an incredible. It's incredible. What is that going to mean to the sport and to the nation?
I think it'll buoy us up a little bit. You know, the eventers always do their job very well, and that's been traditional for years. We've been in the doldrums for years, and we invented the sport, you know. So it's time we were back up there on top, and it looks as if we're going in the right direction anyway.
Now, we mustn't just talk about Great Britain. I know we're here in front of the home crowd, but let's talk about 1 or 2 other teams as well, good and bad performances. The most extraordinary thing to me has been Spain. You know, Spain came in and really, one would have to say, crashed and burned in the first round with 36 penalties. Talk us through what happened in the second round.
It was just unbelievable. I mean, they'd obviously got their heads together out there. There's not much you can do in between 2 rounds of a Nations Cup apart from talk it through and talk about riding a different line in certain fences. So what on earth they talked through and got their act together to jump clear rounds like that, I do not know in the second round. I just thought that the first horse gave them, you know, Pilar's horse gave them a good start off. They got the tails in the air. They got 2 or 3 good horses to come, and he just went their way. It just happens that way sometimes, but not normally to that extent.
Well, they have had tremendous. Everyone's going crazy here as the teams behind us start doing the round of applause. One thing we must just say very quickly: the ground here at Hickstead, it's been exceptional.
Unbelievable ground. The best ground I've ever seen here coming here in 40 odd years. It was fantastic. They deserve a medal for that.
Well, France still in the lead, Steve, and I know you're going to be at Dublin for the last of the rounds. It looks like Sweden and Switzerland are the ones that are going to have to defend themselves to stay in the Premier League next year. But it's been a fabulous day here at Hickstead. It's been great for Great Britain, but it's been a great competition, a really high-spirited FEI Nations Cup for round 7. Steve, have a great time in Dublin. I'm sorry I won't be there, but thank you very much for joining us. We'll be with you in Dublin. Bye-bye.